All right, guys, we are back. I'm sorry for the 1 week break. I could say many things. I could say it was a hard week. I could say I was out of it. I could say many hard things, but at the end of the day, I was just being a bitch. So I'm currently in Medellin, Colombia, playing in the Championship of the Americas tournament. This is my first FIDE event back in about a decade. I haven't played in a tournament in about 10 years. So apologies for, as you could see, the low rating. I have officially fallen in love with competing again, though. I used to play all the time, and I haven't felt this way in a very long time. So, I'm going to try my hardest now to just travel and play in tournaments. I couldn't play in the classical portion of this tournament because it's 11 days, but I did play in the Blitz, and I'm playing in the Rapid, which is tomorrow. And the feeling I get is great. So, my rating will skyrocket this year. I can promise you guys that. My apologies for the setup. Forgot my microphone, no monitor. Things are tough, right? But I did put this together, and I think this will work. So, anyways, into the game. We're gonna be looking at a game I had against Sergio Barrios, I believe his name is. He is a GM. This was round 7. The time control is 4+2. I was playing white, and well, let's get into it. Again, sorry for the break. Sorry for the camera angle. Such is life. Okay, so we get a closed Sicilian, knight c3. I love the closed Sicilian. He plays the O'Kelly. So, okay, when someone plays the O'Kelly, basically, I feel like, are you really going a6 to stop bishop b5? So, when someone goes a6, I basically think they are a soft person. And what you want to do against a soft person is you want to be extra aggressive, extra polarizing, because it gets the people going. And typically, if they're playing a6, that's not what they want to face. Okay, so b5, queen e2, as you can see, not so engine approved, but, oh, also, there's my name, if any of you wanted to see that. But queen e2, the reason I like playing queen e2 against b5 is because if they go b4, then I go knight d1, and I love routing this knight over to f2 and then playing g4, right? We looked at a couple games like that. Okay, bishop b7, the queen on e2 also defends the pawn. Bishop can't go that way, so it's probably going to go this way. These are just the typical ideas in this setup, right? Pretty brainless. So I get my knight to f2, he claims the center, knight f6, and we get pawn to g4. This is chess. This is how you play chess. This is fun chess, at least. So let's see what happens. Pawn takes, pawn takes. See, my knight guards e4, my knight guards g4. Have you guys ever seen a knight on f2? Probably. Bishop to e3. Okay, I knew he wanted to put his knight on d4, maybe rook d1. That was rook c1 with the arrow. And I was pretty happy here. I split his pawns, and then I go g5, kicking out the knight, or kicking forward the knight. But watch this knight for the rest of the game. It will be won. So this knight can go to g7, except there's a pawn there. Cannot go to f6. It is threatening f4, but knight d3. Look at this route. If you ever seen knight d1, knight f2, knight d3, beautiful stuff. If I do say so myself. Queen c7. Now there's 2 attackers on f4. And yeah, I spent a lot of time on this move. I remember because I really didn't want to play e5. Apparently it was okay. But yeah, 2 attackers. I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to give you a sniper rifle. So I gifted him a sniper rifle, but such is life. Rook c1, passive defense, because we must. Okay, this knight is a beast, so the last thing you want to do is take that, because then his position wakes up. So the reason I'm okay here is because his bishop, his dark squared bishop rather, sucks. Also, yeah, there's no tactic like knight takes d4, because for many reasons, the rook hangs, the knight hangs. So there's sometimes discoveries like that, but not in this position. Okay, we get knight d2. I was very happy with this. I was like, okay, he has a bad dark squared bishop. He has a bad knight. I have 2 good knights. I must be better, but apparently I'm not. Apparently it is slightly better for black, but okay, a5 was a dumb move. It does not do anything. And then we castle, because we can. Now we get a4. I don't know what he was planning to do with his pawns, but he was just giving me free moves. So here I was between queen g4, but then I was like, he's going to go g6. Like, I was like, queen g4, g6, knight e4. I couldn't pick the order, but the knight's just going to stand there, be annoying. Right, like, you can imagine maybe a position, like, let's waste a move. Like, if I go here and take... something like this, queen h4. There's always bishop f8 stopping mate. So I didn't really want to release the tension and kind of like allow him to go or make him think to go g6, even though he was GM. Obviously, he thought to go g6, but actually not obvious because stay tuned. So I go knight e4. I was like, okay, knight f6. Even if there's a pawn on g7, can I still go knight f6? The answer is kind of. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm a very aggressive player. I need to sit on my hands more because I just make moves. But, fun chess. And my idea was that if takes, which is the best move, but he did end up seeing ghosts. So I was like, okay, I aim the knight, I aim the bishop. I'm down a lot on time. Maybe he'll have to think a little bit. But he saw ghosts, so he respected me, and he said bishop takes knight. I was like, okay, now I'm just winning. And I was like, this is just going to be an easy game. Right, pawn to f5, you blow open the position. My knight, look at my knight. I mean, look at my knight versus his knight. Just look at it. Okay, he goes queen c6, and I was like, what? A queen trade? I was like, I'm a beast at endgames. Endgames is my forte. Why would you do this? He probably thought, I don't know, people neglect endgames. Not me. I neglect everything else. We got rook c4. I was like, there's no way I lose this. I'm up a pawn. His knight is garbage. His knight literally can't move for the rest of the game. So I was like, I'm up a knight and a pawn. So, okay, I guard the pawn on c2. I start marching my king because that's typically what you do in endgames. I defend everything. Yeah, engine's up and down, but I'm winning. King takes, and I was like, okay. What? Rook h8. Are you kidding me? So I was like, okay, rook g1 check. If he goes king h6, do you guys see the move? Rook g5, look at that. His rook is trapped in a corner. I mean, this is just checkmate. Check, mate, right? So he had to go king f5. I was like, okay, so I win a rook. Now, he offered a trade, or I offered a trade of rooks. He declined. For the life of me, I don't know why I didn't just go rook h7 in this position. I mean, this is absolute just resignation. Like, what is he going to do? Is he going to go rook f8? I doubt it. I'll just start pushing pawns, trap his rook back there, double up, and make a queen and win the game. But okay, I go rook g5, allow his rook to come in because it doesn't really matter. Okay, now here again, I wish I went rook to e2, and then he goes king to d5, and then I just go rook to g7, and there's no check because my pawn queens. So that's also resignation. But okay, I go rook g4, and then I don't know why I didn't go rook g2, but I go rook f2. He gives a check, and I move my rook. So what I needed to do was go king h3 or king h4. King h4 makes more sense because, look at that route. And then I guess I was scared of this. I don't really remember. I guess I was scared of this because I'm a genius. So I went rook g2, but wait for this comeback. Rook takes, okay, so I'm like, well, shit, now I'm losing. How am I losing this game? So rook a3, right, rook behind passed pawns. Surely this GM is going to win, right? I have 16 seconds, he has a minute, and I'm in a dead lost position. So he starts pushing pawns. I'm like, okay, why would he trap his king on the a file? Yes, I'm down 2 pawns, but when the pawns are like this, a king can stagnate all of them. So he's guarding his pawns, he's guarding everything. I'm like, well, I have an a pawn, so let me use it. And then I got this position, and I'm like, wait. I'm like, this is just a draw. His king can't make any progress. And if his king can't make any progress and he can't push a pawn, then it's just a draw. Right? Just don't take this pawn because then there are positions, not when his rook guards from the side, but if he gets behind, don't take this pawn because then it's a losing rook and pawn endgame. But you avoid some, like, images in your mind down the road, 5-10 moves, and it's a draw. So I'm just mindlessly moving back and forth. I'm like, okay, I'm gaining some clock, and then I blunder. So I just had to go rook h8 so that anytime he goes to the 6th, I can check him on the 8th. But as we all know, I'm a genius, so I'm like, ooh, pawn. And now it's just lost. And I ran out of time. I didn't play king d5. I ran out of time, and yeah, heartbreaking game. But, that is chess, and I plan to compete a lot this year now, starting now. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry for not uploading for a week. I don't know if this was a good video for you guys, but with the setup and stuff I'm dealing with right now, that's all I got. So, as always, have a great day, and thank you as always for watching. Bye.